Hi, welcome to Teeter Court. Today we're going to talk about how to apply two concepts of motor learning to the sport of pickleball. My name is Judah Reister. Let's get started. So the objectives for today as an instructor will be to demonstrate the application of feedback for specific skills, including knowledge of results, knowledge of performance, and proprioception. The second objective as an instructor will be to demonstrate the application of practice design, another concept of motor learning. And the practice will be designed for a specific population, specific skill, as well as transfer of learning. Now the learner's objectives will be to hit a forehand drive shot. Okay, now that I have an idea of the learner's skills at this point, I can offer some feedback. One way to offer feedback is knowledge of results. For example, the height of the drive shot, the depth, so how deep was the ball when it landed. I can also offer I can keep track of how many balls were in versus how many were out, how many went in the net. You know, the percentage of successful shots is a result that the learner would benefit from as far as feedback goes. We can also talk about how many balls did the opponent shank, or how many balls was the opponent able to smash. Okay, that's also some feedback the learner could use. All right, so here's some examples of giving knowledge of results. Go ahead and hit some drive shots here. All right, height. All right, I think those last two balls might have been attackable as an opponent. Let's see if we can bring that down just a hair. Here we go. Yeah, great. How'd that feel? Good. All right. Okay, another form of feedback is knowledge of performance. Knowledge of performance would be more physical, internal. So, for example, I can talk about the learners, their head. Did they keep their head down or pull it away to the ceiling? And what I'd like to do is really apply some pressure and weight to your front foot as you make that stroke. Here we go. Maybe just a tad more, almost all your weight towards the front foot. Here we go. Nice. There we go. Go ahead and hit some good drive shots here. All right. Now this time with your stroke, let's speed it up a little bit. Okay? Do everything the same except for add a little bit more speed to your stroke. Okay. All right. The last concept about feedback is proprioception. Proprioception is the learner's ability to know where their body is. So, some examples of feedback in regards to proprioception. I'm going to use a couple methods in which the learner does it right, and I'll have them purposely do it wrong, and then I'll have them do it right. Another example is exaggerated movement. I might say, you know, get your arm back a little bit more, and I'll maybe say, hey, reach to the side. One other method is to slow way down. I might not even use a ball in this case. I might just pretend throw and have them go through the motions, but really slow like, and so they can feel that motion. Hit this correctly now. And go ahead and incorrectly here. All right, now back to good mechanics. There we go. That's the sandwich method. Next up is exaggerated movement. So I'm just going to have the learner load with their arm a little bit higher than usual, and that's going to help generate some. Okay? One more, exaggerated. Good. All right. Now this time, go back to what you're doing, but just instead of exaggerating, maybe just bring it back a tad more. There we go. Okay. So by asking the learner to do multiple movements in multiple fashions, exaggeration, maybe slower, do it wrong on purpose, we should develop that appropriate set. The next concept is practice design, practice session design. And so learners who are looking to increase their game and add some tools to their tool belt in pickleball will want to add this drive shot. And so the particular population this practice session is for is an experienced player who just wants to add that to their game. So, for example, our learner has been playing for a few years now, pretty experienced, but is looking to add that third shot drive to their game. This particular skill is an open skill, meaning there's going to be interference and it's not going to look the same every time. Also, it's a serial skill. There's multiple skills that are put together in this, what we call third shot drive. It's high complexity, low interdependence, and so I can actually break this skill into parts. And I'm going to use the repetitive part method in which we will break this skill into four parts. I'm going to have my learner master the first part of the skill, and then we'll add the second, and we'll master those two together. We'll add the third part of the skill, and we'll master performing those three. And then after those three are mastered, we'll add the fourth final part of the skill and master all four together. So that's the repetitive part method. The last part of this design we'll consider transfer. What type of practice is going to result in the skill being transferred to a new environment, like a game-like situation. So I'm going to do a few things such as randomize. There will be times when I have the learner perform a drop shot instead of a drive. And so we'll mix in different skills, and it'll require the learner to go back and forth between one skill and another. Okay, so the learner has mastered the 4 different steps of this skill, again in that repetitive part fashion. And now we're going to go into a somewhat game-like start in which the learner is going to serve to me, I'm going to return, and then the learner will hit a drop shot, and then they'll hit a drive. So we're going to mix it up a little bit. In this fashion where we're not going to block this, we're going to make it a random practice, you're going to see lower performance, but in the long term, the learner should be able to take these skills into the game situation. So now we're going to get into a game-like where we play the point out, and I will ask the learner to drive, but also drop. And so we're still going to mix it up, but we're going to play out the whole point. Okay, we're going to have some fun. So we'll make it a game. We'll play to first 2, 3 points. Okay, here we go. This time, see if you can hit a drive shot on the first shot. Great shot, great shot. All right, so today we covered a few things. applying feedback in our practice sessions, as well as how to design practices based on your population and how to get the skill to transfer from practice sessions to game-like performances. And again, our learner objective was to hit a forehand drive shot to bring her to the next level of the game. Thanks for watching.